All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Outlaw Sports with Jesse and John. Jesse may be on a little bit later. Hopefully, he's watching this as he's in Birmingham right now. But I did want to get on here and do a live commitment of Faizon Brandon, a guy I've actually been watching for quite a while now, and we're waiting on, as you guys can see here, 24/7 Sports. So, which is going to be at about 13, 14 minutes. They'll be showing this live, and I'll be showing it live here on the channel as well. So it won't be just me, a talking head, getting on here and talking about the recruitment. But if you haven't already, while we're sitting here getting started, make sure to like, share, and subscribe below if you guys like watching videos pertaining to college football and all that good stuff. And just a fair warning, my son is here and he's 6 years old and he makes a lot of noise. So he may be roaming around here in a little bit in the background. So yeah. But either way, in case you guys don't know much about Faizon, let me bring up his information. If you don't know much about him, I don't know what to tell you other than what have you been looking at for the past couple of years. This guy is a big time recruit. So let me go ahead and bring up his information because I know it won't be starting anytime soon for the next at least 10 minutes. But let's see here. Let's give you guys some good general information here. All right, so I've been tracking this guy for about a year and a half now. I'm a huge Alabama fan. There's no doubt that I'd love for him to come to Alabama. The chances of him doing that, even though they're in the top 4, are basically slim to none, right? If you're an Alabama fan, the QB room right now is deep, and it's ridiculous. Behind Jalen Morrow, Ty Simpson, Austin Mack, and these cats coming in. So realistically, Alabama fans, if you're getting your hopes up on this guy coming there, it's probably not going to likely happen. As you can see, 24/7 Sports has him predicted to go to Tennessee. On 3 has him with a 94% chance to go to Tennessee as well, with a slight percentage to NC State. I don't know, how they got Florida State and Alabama in there. I know how they got Alabama, but the Florida State one, no clue, as it's LSU is the other team that he announced in his top 4. But with that being said, guys, this is I would say transformational quarterback, right? This is a guy that will come in and change your entire program. The abilities is ridiculous. I'll scroll down here if you guys want to read it, if you can see it good enough. Essentially what you're getting, if you get Faizon Brandon, you're getting a quarterback that is not only an outstanding pocket passer, he's a great dual threat quarterback in general, right? So it would be easy to label him as a pocket passer, but it would be easy to label him as a mobile quarterback because the guy has the acceleration, the nimbleness, right? So to be on both sides here. But the problem is you can't pick one or the other, which is a conflicting thing with On 3, with 24/7 Sports, with Rivals, all of them. They don't know what to label him because he does both that good. There's a reason why he's the number 1 quarterback in this class. And when we're talking about this, let me scroll up here to show you guys the number 1 as far as national rating. He's the number 1. He's 4 compositely, but he's the number 1, right? He's the number 1 recruit in this 2026 class, period. Not just number 1 quarterback. He's the number 1 player. He's that damn good. But with that being said, getting over here to the comments, Benjamin Cisco, what's up, man? And make sure to leave in the comments where you guys think he will be committing and who is your team as far as who you love and watch. As for me, it's the Alabama Crimson Tide. Same thing with Jesse, who's my other co-host that's normally on here. But like I said, he's busy in Birmingham right now. So, and make sure to jump out of here, like, share, subscribe, share all this goodness, get more people on here, because I'm trying to do more and more recruiting videos for you guys, more and more live streams. But you only have so much time in the day, as you guys know. With it being this early, I got my 6-year-old son running around. But still want to get on here for you guys, still want to cover this stuff because, like I said, this is a recruit that I've been heavily watching for a while. He's one of my favorite recruits probably in the past couple of years, outside of Nico, who coincidentally ended up in Tennessee, right? So he was one of those guys that I really liked his game on. Dude, 6'6", can do it all. And now you're talking about bringing in another guy, very similar in stature, 6'3.5". He's going to continue growing. He's young, right? So not going to be surprised if he ends up at 6'4", 6'5" by the time he arrives at Tennessee, because this is the 2026 class here. So we're talking about. Big Cones, Kelly, what's going on, man? Appreciate you getting on here. One of my favorite guys to get on here with LSU having the number 125 QB. I don't think, I agree. I don't think Faizon, is going to be heavily geared towards LSU whatsoever. And it's not just because of that. there's a lot behind Faizon, and if you followed his recruiting, which I have for the past, I would say 18 to 20 months, for the past, I would say 15 to 16 months, he's visited Tennessee about 8 times. He's attended both of their camps. I know he has a personal relationship, not just with Josh Heupel, but with the whole staff, the offensive coordinator, who is also the QB coach. He also, I don't know the name of their offensive analyst at Tennessee, but he has a great relationship with them as well. So when you see a deep connection behind these guys, not just committing right to the head coach, talking about the head coach, talking about the offensive coordinator, when they start talking about analysts and stuff like that, yeah, I don't know what to say. Yeah, I know what you were talking about. His name, it actually, in my opinion, when I type it in for like starting this video, it changes it. So I have to go back and make sure it actually puts it in correct. Because for a while I would type in Fazion. While I type in FAI, but it would put Fazion, not Faizon. But either way, the struggles of having to get all these recruits' names right and pronounce them right is insane. But either way, just to show you guys some information on him, like I said, if you read, I'm going to read this out, and then I'm going to jump over to the 24/7 Sports YouTube channel, which is where he will be committing in about 8 minutes. So it says on here, ascending signal caller that possesses a rare blend of pocket passer size and dual threat athleticism. Like I said, the dude basically does both so freaking well. He did lead his class as far as QBs go in completion percentage, yards per attempt, and turnover rate. Like it says, a rhythmic passer. If you go watch, that is so true. And man, to put a guy like this in Josh Heupel's offense is going to be incredible. You're talking about a guy that can catch fire and go just fast. Very high IQ on the football field. He's going to be dangerous at Tennessee, just like Nico is very dangerous. I think Nico is going to be the one to watch this year that people aren't going to be paying enough attention to. But he's effective in all phases of the game, short, intermediate, deep. The only thing about his deep ball is, if you read on here, his deep ball occasionally will get away from him a little bit as far as levels go, because you have the short, medium, deep levels, right? So, and whether they're playing quarters, coverage, cover two, whatever that may be, he will tend to throw off a little bit. But once again, you can't go into these type of recruits, even though they're the number one player, the number one quarterback, and think that they're just going to be the best thing ever. They're going to be starting day one, because Nico's there, right? If Nico's still there by the time he comes there, he won't be the starter. Nico will be the starter. There's going to be no doubt about that. But the guy is going to be unbelievable, and he's going to put teams like me at Alabama through hell for the next couple of years when he gets on campus and starts developing. So agreed. Don't believe what the recruits say, rather what he did. 100%. This is probably one of those years where we've seen the upsets. What is going on here? Oh, they're about to start. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to 24/7, bring it up on the screen here. They're starting a little bit early, which is surprising. Let's see here. Here we go. All right. So if you guys want to hear what they're saying, let me know, and I'll jump off here and let you guys just listen to the BS they're going to be talking about for a little bit. But for now, I'll turn it over to them for a minute, and then I'll jump back on here. That way you guys can hear what they're saying about Faizon as well. So give me 1 minute.
Junior year of high school here in the coming weeks, we think he has the best chance to emerge potentially as a franchise player. He's 6'3.5", just under 200 pounds. He's got, prototypical size, but dual threat athleticism. In his first year as a starter, he went 13-1. More importantly, from a statistical profile, he was the best quarterback amongst his peers. We've seen Faizon multiple times this offseason, including at the Future 50 down in Florida a few months ago. And, the other quote-unquote top quarterbacks were there. And I thought Faizon Brandon was the most consistent of the bunch, and he showed that he has the highest ceiling of the bunch. So as a new age quarterback, a guy that can beat you with his arm and his legs, we really like the trajectory he's on.
I couldn't be more fired up about this kid. And this has been such a battle. I think you absolutely nailed this, Andrew Ivins, with your #1 overall player in the 2026 class. We usually see eye to eye at the quarterback position, and he is next level. This is an elite talent. And there's a reason why you got schools like Alabama, LSU, NC State, and Tennessee vying for his commitment this early. They are doing everything possible to get this one done. It's been a great battle down the stretch. I had an early 24/7 Sports crystal ball pick on the Volunteers. There was a moment a couple days later that I wanted to change my pick to Alabama because I heard the Crimson Tide made a huge push to try to get him. Then the dust settled. I kind of kept my pick on the Volunteers, and here we are, just the day of the commitment, and I still feel good about Tennessee.
Yeah, he's visited Florida State, Georgia, and Penn State, but all of those schools have since gotten their QB commits for 2026. So, Tom, you mentioned the crystal ball projections there. Have him going to the Vols. Looking at the quarterback landscape in Knoxville, how good of a fit is Brandon's skill set for what Josh Heupel wants to do there?
I think it's a tremendous fit. I think he's a perfect fit for exactly what they want to do. Andrew knows this better than anybody. This is a kid that's very athletic, can run, can throw, can make every throw possible. He really showed his versatility at the Future 50. He ran all over the place, and that's normally a setting where you're just kind of sitting in the pocket and throwing it around. But I love the frame. I love the build. And I think he's exactly what you want to come into that room, complete with 2025 top 247 quarterback commit George McIntyre, who's headed to Tennessee. You got Jake Merklinger. You got Nico Iamaleava. So the quarterback room is really, really loaded, or should be loaded by the time Faizon Brandon gets to Tennessee, if that's where he ends up.
And just to follow along with what Tom's saying here, when Josh Heupel, he had Hendon Hooker. Well, Hendon Hooker's from the same part of North Carolina that Faizon Brandon is. And Faizon Brandon's actually worked out with Hendon Hooker's quarterback coach. And there's a lot of similarities. Now, I think if you're a Tennessee fan and they were to get Faizon Brandon, picture what Hendon Hooker was able to do with his arm and his legs, and just realize Faizon Brandon's got a little bit more. The other thing that stands out about those two, they both were also really good high school basketball players. And why does that matter? We look towards the NFL draft, all these guys getting selected early, J.J. McCarthy, all these other guys, Drake May. They were all multi-sport athletes. Faizon Brandon, one of the best in the class. He's got a fast release. He completed 68.9% of his passes here as a sophomore at Grimsley High School. So he can run the RPOs. He can spread it out. And I think for Tennessee, which has done an excellent job of recruiting offensive talent, this is a guy that can make the offense go.
You guys certainly see this a lot, and that we're seeing, I don't know if it's just a shift in the quarterback position, but just to more athletic quarterbacks. Not crazy athletic, because we do get those, but certainly guys that can be dual threats when it comes to the position. Now, Tennessee have never received a commit from a 24/7 Sports top-ranked prospect. So, Andrew, what would his commitment mean for Tennessee as a program?
Well, it would give them, what I would call two can't-miss quarterbacks in a 3-year stretch. Nico Iamaleava is set to start for the Volunteers this season. The people in the scouting community know about Nico Iamaleava. I think the casual college football fan hasn't been introduced. Now they will here in 2 months, and they're going to realize this guy's excited. He's electric. He can extend plays and create in the pocket. And I think, if Faizon Brandon were to pick Tennessee, the Volunteers are going to have one of the top quarterback rooms in the country. And what really stands out about it is the fact that it's organically grown. All these guys have come from the high school ranks. They haven't came from the transfer portal. And usually when you go after a transfer portal quarterback, you're fighting the rest of the country for them. They come in with a more of a price tag in the NIL situation. So to me, I think the future of Tennessee football with Josh Heupel, that offense, you would have to get excited about their potential in the SEC. And the other thing is, we look at these recruiting classes in a whole. Tennessee is doing an excellent job of building depth on the defensive side of the ball. And I think if Faizon Brandon were to pick UT, he gives the Vols a bit of a bell cow, right? Everyone in the country knows who he is, and a lot of the top-ranked recruits want to play with him.
That's exactly right, Andrew. This is one of the most well-known prospects across the college football, high school football landscape. 2025, 2026, it doesn't matter. Everybody knows who this guy is. And to be completely honest, there's a ton of guys across the country that want to play for him. So if he does pick Tennessee, there's a lot of guys that's going to be like the tipping point for them. I want to go to Tennessee. I want to play with Faizon Brandon. That's exactly what you're getting when you land this kid. So whether he does pick LSU or NC State or Alabama, there's guys that want to play with this guy because they know how special of a talent he is. Obviously, Andrew nailed it, naming him number 1 overall. But these guys want to play with him because they see it in person, how special this guy is. This would be a massive win for Tennessee.
Andrew Ivins and Tom Loy from 24/7 Sports getting us all set for Faizon Brandon's commitment.
All right, now they're just going to BS for a little bit. So now it's just going to be back and forth until they show him getting on the stage. and actually doing this commitment. But yes, for everybody out there in that comment section, let me know what you guys think about this. I think it's just as important to get a recruit that helps recruit others, right, to come into that class and future classes, as it is anything else almost at this point. When Alabama brought over Austin Mack, or should I say Kalen DeBoer brought over Austin Mack, this dude brought over a ton of talent with him. But with that being said, it looks like he's going to jump on early here. Let me see if he's actually talking about starting the commitment. No, he's not. So that's what I thought. They're still getting set up. They've been kind of behind on these commitments as of lately, getting everything set up. Yesterday we did one, man. It took almost an extra 45 minutes for them to get set up, which is ridiculous. And it looks like they stopped the video for the live stream so they can finish getting set up because they have nothing else to talk about. Something similar happened yesterday to where they just started the stream late, but it wasn't 24/7. It was 11 Alive, which I cannot stand doing for commitments. They're out there in Atlanta, their news spot, so their local news spot. But and same thing with 24/7 Sports on 3. All these guys are getting, it seems like, further and further behind when it comes to setting these live streams up for commitments and stuff like that. But I try my best to get on here a little bit before, thinking they will start on time, thinking they will commit on time, and it just does not happen. So as you guys can see here, he was supposed to actually start his talking about the commitment at 2:01 is what they said. Only a minute late, but still looks like they're still not even set up to get this started. So, and yeah, I have to agree. He's going to have to earn it. I agree with you, Big Honus, Kelly, and Thunder. Are you seeing what you guys are saying? Yeah, definitely. Yes, a QB can recruit and be the face of the class. And right now, Alabama is heavy on Ryder Lowens, right? So they're expected to land him. And he's one of those guys as well. He loves bringing in other people with him. Nico, I cannot say the dude's name. I'm not even going to attempt to say it. For Tennessee, he did the same thing, right? He brought in a couple of guys with him. I was hoping to get Julian, right, in this past class. That didn't happen. He flipped his commitment because he was kind of the same way. So, and absolutely, a QB can recruit for a class. Thunder, or you Sooner, you should know this better than anybody, as Jackson Arnold got heavily involved in helping Brent Venables and that staff at the time. You guys, as Jeff Levy was you guys' offense coordinator, he helped them both really push a lot of recruits in OU's direction. It's just a matter of these guys coming from bigger areas, bigger schools like IMG, Modern Day, places like that, where they can really push a lot of these recruits in the correct direction. Let me try refreshing. I know it's not. It's just a matter of them not starting the live stream yet, as far as waiting on him to get put in place. But one of the reasons why I agree 100% on him going to Tennessee is what he said. Not only is he super connected, like I said earlier, in the coaching staff, right, all the way down to their offensive analyst who's been with him. We're talking about he got coached up by Hendon Hooker's dad, right? Who was at Tennessee. Hendon Hooker was, obviously, for you Tennessee fans that know that. And he's been to Tennessee, I want to say 8 times in the past 14, 15 months. So went to both their camps. Like, he's just, in my opinion, he's just steering all the way to Tennessee. And I thought I would never say this when it comes to, I've watched Tennessee struggle. You know what I mean? So I'm 38 years old. For the most part, outside of the 1998 season when you guys won the national championship, which I barely remember as a kid, essentially, I've seen nothing but Tennessee struggle. And now to see Tennessee possibly getting, like, well, not possibly, I think it will be the deepest QB room in the whole country if he commits to Tennessee. We'll say potentially, right? So if he commits to Tennessee, which I think he will, is crazy. I would have never guessed that in a million years. I know a lot of Tennessee fans will want to burn me for saying this. I thought Philip Fulmer was holding the program back, even as not an AD. Oh my gosh, what was he? Was he an AD for? What was he for Tennessee? No, outside of coaching, I forgot what he was. But either way, I thought he was really holding him back because Greg Schiano, right? That was supposed to go to Tennessee, and they basically ran him off because he was at Penn State when the whole allegations happened with Sandusky, Joe Paul, and all that stuff went on. And it seemed like Philip Fulmer was the one that was like leading that march, the one that was really pushing him out. And in my opinion, I thought Schiano was a great coach, and he's doing a pretty good job at Rutgers, right? So, I mean, it's Rutgers, so there's only so much you can do, but either way. All right, well, I'm going to shut up here. Looks like they're about – well, when it gets to him talking, I'll turn on the volume for you guys. But, yeah, That's what I thought it was an AD. I wasn't 100% sure. So, all right, I'm going to turn on the volume for you guys so you can listen.
Following this live on HQ, we're going to take another quick break, and hopefully when we come back, we will have the decision.
Never mind. All right, quick break. As always, like I said, they're going to be thanking everybody. So they're getting better and better at this. I will say that where they just don't show, right, them just BSing before they actually do it all. So, and I do appreciate everybody getting on here. Like I said, make sure to jump out of here, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff if you haven't already. As I'll be doing more and more recruiting videos. I'm Jonathan Lewis, right? Everybody, this used to be only Outlaw College Football's channel, right? Jesse or JPC's channel. Me and him have merged into one channel where basically I'm JPC's recruiting guy. So I'm going to be covering most of the recruiting, doing recruiting videos and recruiting live streams, stuff like this. So, and you are 100% correct under OU Sooner. CBS likes to bring yeah, they do. But yeah, man, and I know we're going to have a couple Sooner fans in here as well. Some of them that are not in the mix on this quarterback. But this is a big deal because, if you're an SEC fan, period, whether you're an Oklahoma fan, whatever this may be, you need to be paying attention to what's happening at Tennessee. I thought Josh Heupel was a great hire, right? I thought it was going to take longer than this to get established and to get his people in there. But, man, he is just tearing it up on the recruiting trail right now. So, yeah, he only visited Bama one time. That's why Bama, in my opinion, is written off. NC State, in my opinion, is written off. I know he's probably going to have all 4 hats up there, whatever it may be. But I think if he doesn't go to Tennessee, this is a huge bust for Tennessee because they have spent so much time, so much money recruiting this kid. I can only imagine if he does not go there. What, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, Tennessee's still in good hands, but it would just be a big disappointment, in my opinion. Brock, Tennessee ain't going to win. They said it doesn't matter who you have at quarterback. He said Alabama's still going to win, right? Roll Tide. But no, in all seriousness, this guy, he's a game changer, man. And it seems like more and more we're starting to see these type of quarterbacks that are like generational come into, these programs from previous, right? The early 2000s, you would get these guys once every couple of years. It would completely change a program. And it seems like once a year you're seeing one, if not sometimes 2. You know what I mean? There's just completely changing these programs. I 2 years ago called that on Jackson Arnold for Oklahoma. I kept pushing before he recruited. I said, man, if he ends up at Oklahoma, which I thought he would, he is game changing for Brent Venables and that staff and Jeff Lebby and those guys. He's that damn good. I had him at the very top. I thought he was the best quarterback, still do, in that entire class. Watching their past 2 practices on YouTube, it looks like he's going to be that guy for Oklahoma. Talking about, obviously, Jackson Arnold here. He's going to be our opponent against your team. That's why it's important to pay. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter who's your favorite team. You need to be paying attention to this stuff, in my opinion. Domino's 5 for number 1 player. So it's just a process. Exactly. Because you know how many recruits are going to either commit to Tennessee or decide not to, depending on where he goes. You're probably going to see 4 to 5 commits today. I know Oregon's expected to get 3 of them, 2 or 3. And we're talking 4 and 5 stars here. So Dan Lanning's most likely going to have a big day as well on here. All right. So let's turn it on over here real quick, and I'll shut up talking. You guys can listen.
Years old, and the first time I meet Faizon, I was looking up to him. I see him throw the football, I see him move around a little bit. My first workout, I told Daryl after that, I said, Daryl, I think he's going to be pretty good. When I said pretty good, I didn't know he was going to be the number 1 player in the country at that time. But what Coach Brown said is, over the last couple of years, Faizon has really shown why he is the number 1 player in the country. That's because of his work ethic and his coachability. We hold all season workouts in the winter after basketball season, and most of the days, Faizon beats me to do it. He's sitting there waiting on me to get there anymore. He never misses a workout. He's there with his teammates every morning in the weight room. He's the first one there, the last one to leave. And then you compare that to the kind of skill set and athleticism that he has, and mental makeup, it really is something special. And then for him to be able to do this basically early.
I want to say that's Grimsley's high school head football coach, by the way.
That's a relief for him, and it's very special to get that out of the way, like Coach Brent said, so that he can focus on winning and be with his teammates. But one thing that people ask, like, what named Faizon, and I would say this, never flustered. You wouldn't know if we're up by 40 or down by 40, even though we're never down by 40. But his freshman year, we're playing Reagan, I think it was like week 2 or 3. Faizon was the starter, he was backing up. He comes in the game, we were struggling a little bit on offense. I think it was the first series, maybe the first player, second player of the series. Faizon basically throws a pick 6.
He's decided to do a play-by-play for the entire year. Come on, bro, let's get to it.
Coach Brown said, we're not taking him out. I said, I agree, let's put him back in there. So he takes the field for the next series. The first play of the next series, he pulls on one of our plays, he goes 81 yards for a touchdown. I said, 14-year-olds don't do that here. They just don't. They don't have the mindset, they don't have the motor for going to the tank. But just to see him do that, I just knew he had something in him. Just watch his progress over the last couple of years is exciting. And then I think he's just scratching the surface. I think Faizon can be the best. And so, you know, over the next 2 years, I think we'll see that, and it's exciting to see where he's going to be after high school. So with that, I'll hand it back over to Coach Brown.
All right, we go to the time. That's what we came for. Here we go.
Yeah. All right, thank you. I would like, first I would like to start with saying I would like to thank all of you, each and every one of you, for taking your time out today to come attend my commitment ceremony. I would like to thank God for gifting me the opportunity to display my gifts and talents in order to be offered by so many great schools to play football at the college level. I'd like to thank my parents, Rolanda and Leonard Brandon, for making sure I always kept a strong work ethic, not only on the field, but in the classroom as well. I am forever grateful to them for all they have invested into me over the years, and I wouldn't be where I am today without my parents. I'd like to thank my sister, Faith Brandon, as she has made countless sacrifices to support me instead of getting to do other fun things that girls her age like to do. And I'm forever thankful to call her my little sister. I also would like to thank all of my family and friends and coaches, especially my youth coaches, Derek Hicks, Jason Hester, David Mathis, Toby Williams, Daryl Brown, Jesse Tripp, and my current Grimsley football coaching staff. I look forward to our upcoming season together. There are so many others that I would like to thank, including my trainer, Priest Everhart, for teaching me all the correct skills and techniques throughout the years, and for being so knowledgeable and always providing advice. Lastly, I would like to thank all the colleges who took time to show interest in me to make me an offer to play football at your program. I am grateful and I truly appreciate your time and consideration. Now, from the moment y'all have been waiting for, after taking the time and carefully evaluating each of my top 4 schools, I feel the best place for me to commit to play during my college career would be. All right.
Tennessee. Listen to the comment.
The University of Tennessee.
All right, guys. Looks like he's going to Tennessee. Tennessee officially has the deepest, I think, QB room in the country now. No doubt with Faizon Brandon going there as not just the number one, quarterback in the 2026 class, but the number one overall player total in that class. I do believe him. Does he play? I wasn't sure if he played baseball or not. But I do know baseball is becoming a factor on a lot of these guys coming up as well. So I'll have to look into that. I'm not sure if he's a two-way guy where he plans on playing any baseball, but yeah, now they're just going to talk about a bunch of BS and same thing over and over again. But either way, hopefully you guys did enjoy this. Faizon Brandon actually is going to Tennessee. I'll be making a video on this a little bit later, breaking that down. But please let me know in the comments if you guys enjoy me getting on here, talking, BSing right before these guys commit, showing it live, all that good stuff for everybody on here. Like I said, not just if you're a fan of one of those teams, but if you're in the SEC or wherever it may be, even the ACC, right, with NC State there, on paying attention to where these guys are going, because it's becoming more important as far as the transfer portal becoming more relevant each year, the NIL and all that stuff kicking up. But other than that, I do appreciate everybody getting on here. Make sure, like I said, like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to be doing this way more often. I'm going to be pushing out way more recruiting videos, all that good stuff. And thank you guys for getting on here. But Big Honus, Kelly, Thunder, you Sooner, all you guys, Ryan, Kirk, the very first Benjamin Cisco on here first, leaving the first comment, Scott V, going through this real quick. Tobin Bradshaw, Brock, obviously, as always, big Alabama fan. See him on Twitter all the time. Let me know when you do a Twitter space, man. I'll get on there and talk with you guys if I have time for sure. And just see here. OU Sooners fan, Gwen Schroyer. Hopefully I said your name right. Ryan Kirk, all you guys. Other than that, hopefully you guys did enjoy today's live stream. Like I said, Faizon Brandon going to Tennessee, deepest room in the NCAA. There's no doubt about it, in my opinion, anymore with Nico. And it's just going to be hell to pay now unless one of those guys end up in the transfer portal. Good Lord. Other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you guys next live stream, maybe, or possibly tomorrow. Other than that, as always, Neckbeard out.